I guess. So today, January the 20th, Donald Trump becomes the 47th president of the United States. He was reelected. I didn't watch him run. I didn't watch the ceremony. I didn't think it was worth it. I think that Donald Trump is illegitimate. I think that he's an immoral man. I think that this election was about white people voting to have a two-tier justice system. This is about white people, really voting for a guy that should not be president, and white people basically celebrating the fact that they can throw that law aside if it suits them. That the law is for us, not for rich white men, and that's what I kind of was raised that way. That if you think that they go to jail too, okay, Diddy and others, but if you think that Cosby, if you think that the law is the way that will level the ground, like death and taxes, if you think the law is gonna do that, you ain't hitting on nothing. I think that Trumpers get off on it. They get off on the fact that Trump has done so much evil and gotten away with it. They get off on the fact that he's able to, always keep overstepping the snares. He's able to step over them and escape the snares. And now you see Snoop went and played for him, and Valley and others, which I guess somebody could say that means that societally Trump is okay. I don't think so. Those blacks have been kind of mainstream for a long time. Snoop hanging out with Martha Stewart, who, and then Nelly, what was he, Dance With the Stars? So these aren't tough guys. These are not the black tough guy wannabes they once were before. I think that ultimately when it comes down to it, this guy was on there tonight talking about how the next 4 years is going to be stressful and painful, and how we're going to be really angry and disappointed. He's right. My goal in the next 4 years is to get trained up on firearms, AR and everything. I want to get a stop the bleed class, my tourniquet. My goal is just to get as ready as I possibly can. The one thing I learned from before is that you cannot abdicate to Nazis and fascists. You can't be a Neville Chamberlain to Adolf Hitler. We know how that worked out. We're going to just kind of, we'll be delicate. I want to be delicate. You can't, it won't work because you see what Hitler did. And the direction America's going is full fash. Talking about it. And sometimes I think the point of these videos, is for people who are living in the stream of news and all that, to get a little taste of hey, this is not normal. There's a movie, Grease Under Fire, with Denzel Washington and Brad Pitt back in the 90s, and there's a scene. Brad Pitt, he was a medic that fled. He was AWOL, and Denzel called him. He was a drug addict because of what he saw in the war. So he's all messed up in the head. And Denzel's like, what happened? And Brad Pitt basically says that his team leader died over there. That what they did, they left her, but she probably died before she was, she wasn't beaten or something. She probably died of her wounds. And Denzel said, think that matters? And that's ultimately how I feel. That's how I think that the point of this count is just to look at the world and just look at the people out here and just tell you, you think that matters? You think that's okay? Don't forget, this is wrong. And I think that's the point. That's why this account, I know I say things people don't like. That's why my account probably won't get very big. I don't care. I never did. I'm always shocked to get 200-300 viewers as it is. I don't care. This is a dumb country. And America's dumb for voting for Trump. I will continually keep saying that and keep uttering that no matter what. This is a dumb country and you're stupid and Trump is going to hurt you, and that giving up your Social Security and your Medicare putting all those things in doubt for Donald Trump was a dumb decision, and I will continue to keep saying that forever. You know, there's no, I don't care what he does. I don't care if there's some kind of a recall provision we don't know about. America is stupid for voting for Donald Trump. You're stupid. And I will forever keep saying that. There is no future in where I don't say that. So yeah, I think that well, this gentleman was talking about how we have to be careful. We have to find, we want to deal with it, that people in the media are gonna like try to anger us for the next 4 years. That's the way they'll kind of like keep things governed or whatever. And I am aware that this is gonna make a lot of money for the left, because a lot of leftists aren't political, and as long as they got gay marriage and abortion and they've got these basic pillars, they wouldn't be politically informed because they don't care. Something they're like, yeah, gay marriage. They don't care about gay marriage. They don't, and that's all I care about. They don't care about these issues that affect others because it's gonna affect them, and that's the way it should be. I don't believe in belief. I don't have this narrative of of belief. I have a narrative of not being cruel, and that's what Trumpers are. That's what they have become, is the party of cruelty and hatred and rage and viciousness. That's what they are. And that's just what it is. I think that ultimately it's profoundly sad to no one understand that Trump is going to wreck this government. I have a friend whose wife or fiance works in the government, and I'm scared that he might have to move back to Massachusetts or whatever. And that's probably one of my first real adult friends, one of my first real brothers, that I break bread with him. I break bread with that man because I know he has my best interest at heart. And that's a lesson to the young people, is that when you get money, don't be cheap with your people. I was that way when I was 22 years old. I was a Western. I was cheap with my own people. But you don't do that. You gotta appreciate, because let me tell you something. You don't expect it. But if you find love and appreciate it, if you find love and people care about you, appreciate it. Make sure you appreciate it, but don't expect it to last. Don't ever overlook acts of kindness. And that's another one of the things that define us as people, as men, is our appreciation for those that rock with us. I tell the story often of my friend around the election calling me and saying, hey, if things get crazy, you can come stay with us. He has some land. And I cried about that later on. I cried because I ain't never known nobody like that. I'm out here running around, and his wife, I got to call him, and I got to, make sure he's okay. We don't talk every day, but to have a friend like that means a lot. That meant a lot. It meant a lot. And a part of it is just, I'm in my 30s, and I'm still like a 20-year-old. And I wasted 2 years being stupid, and then was over the road for 3 years with rednecks talking to me like I'm stupid. And, that's like 5 years of my life that kind of got wasted. And so I still have a mindset of a 20-year-old. I don't have the mindset of like, hey, people out here that are rock for me. They're going to rock for me regardless. They're going to be down with me whether I'm in town or not, whether I'm dropping money on their hands or whether I'm not. And we got to appreciate them people. We got to rock for them people, because that's what matters. That's what's important. Like I said, I'm always aware of my privilege. And that is being a healthy black man. I don't have to deal with this redneck crap out here on this road. And I've got thousands, over 5,000 in my savings. healthy, I'm well, I'm in sound mind, and I know that when it comes with more than that, but just leave it there. I think that when it comes to the people that will be affected the most by Trump, I understand that I'm not really gonna be in the crosshairs in the beginning, you know, and I understand that. And so we gotta be sensitive. That's why we talk about fuck these white people, and I hope it hurts their economies, and they're running off the immigrants. But there's people that have to live without abortion, that they will die. Women out here that will die because they can't have an abortion. You know, 10-year-old girls that have been molested that have to have the child no matter what. And that's the world this white man has made. The dirty tricks of the Republican are real. So I'm always sensitive to the fact that the things that we're talking about right now don't really affect me because I don't have children. I don't really want to have children anytime soon. But I'm still sensitive, and I think we all should be sensitive as to the plight of those that live in the American Southeast, the Bible Belt, my mom used to call it. We should be sensitive to those people and understand that the laws and the bills and the papers that the white men are signing, this stuff, when it hit the road, it affects people. And I think we should be sensitive to that. You know, we should be thinking about it, that this affects real. This isn't a game. This isn't a game we're looking at. This is about people that are making a sort of a theocracy in the Southeast. They are using their Christian indoctrination or whatever to affect the laws of this country. I don't know, you know, for me, some people will have to pull out back politics because I just look at America as just being such a stupid country. That I live in a movie Idiocracy. I literally live in that movie of just people just basically wanting to put a sports drink on plants and wanting to see them grow. I live in a world of just complete idiots. But I understand that some of the people out here will have to pull back because it's going to get so stupid. I mean, it's almost like living in a sci-fi movie or something. That's how I feel about it. I'm watching these white people literally vote for a two-tier justice system openly, that white people would say, we want to have a justice system for the rich and one for everybody else. And that we're willing to give up our Social Security and Medicare and all that, the things that made growing old somewhat more comfortable. Now, it wasn't perfect, but somewhat more comfortable. The white people have said, we don't even want that no more. We want to go back to feudalism. And remember, what ended feudalism, bubonic plague. So many Europeans died. So many of them died that they had to, you know, got to treat them different, the ones that survived. We're in the roaring 20s. We're in the age of the robber barons, and America voted for that. America voted for, you know, really monopolies and all that. So to me, you're finally living in a world where Republicans they're acknowledging climate change. They're saying that Martha Green said climate change means that she thinks there'll be more food and warmer winters. Yes, and stronger hurricanes. That's what you got in Hialeah, North Carolina. So to me, it is it's intriguing to watch white people finally acknowledge the lies they once told us. At the same time I say that, I understand that these things they do, the half-cocked measures, the half-cocked policies they have, will endanger life. And I understand a lot of people are going to have to pull back over the next, because I guess it's because they think that they can change things, and I no longer believe that. Like, I believe that this is the last road, it's the final stage of capitalism, and white men think they can just go back to like working in the mines and all that, and their disregard of reality, and now wanting to colonize other whites Like, this is, I look at this as a country gone wrong. We're living in a Handmaid's Tale, basically. 1990 version of it. Like that movie. It's like we're living in that. They're this absurd that they're like, why can't we invade other white allied countries? Why can't we do it? This white man has given up on any kind of value and merit of what's right and what's wrong, and that he doesn't even care about being the bad guy anymore. But as I said, I understand by viewing that, this intriguing time of the white man being honest about how he sees the world, how he sees us in his world. I also understand that we should be sensitive to the fact that a lot of people are going to suffer under Trump because of his stupidity and because America voted for this stupid shit. They chose to, white people collectively voted to go back into feudalism. Look it up. They literally voted for that. They literally voted to go back into a sort of a neo-feudalism for a law for the rich, a law for everybody else. They voted for this. It wasn't forced on them. They wanted this. This is their moment. And I said often that for me, the White House is like the cool guys. I've always seen the White House as sort of like what America could be. You know, when you had, I don't know, Jimmy Carter putting solar panels on the roof of the White House. You know, when you had, go back and look at Bill Clinton taking people who were actually civil rights leaders back in the day and putting them in his government and making them ambassadors of his government. Of kind of like, you were where you walked with King, so now I want to put you in a place. I want to take that spirit, and I want that to be one of the defining forces of my administration. That cry for freedom. That, you know, we are strong in the face of terror, American apartheid and all that. I feel like what this re-election was about, America this is the end of civil rights. This is the end of it. This is the end of a society that cares about the least of these, and a society that cares about maybe a better way of doing things. This is about it. We're living in the age of Robocop, and it's gonna get rough. Buckle up, Buttercup.